Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beyond Borders, the show where we take perspectives from people across the world. My name is Arif Shaukat. I'm from Pakistan, and I'm a freshman in IT currently at USM.
Namaste everyone, it's me, Diwakar Giri, representing the land of mountains, Nepal.
What's up, guys? I'm Matthew Gross. I'm from the U.S., and I'm majoring with a Bachelor of Arts in Music, primary instruments bass, and I have a minor in Spanish.
So the topic of today's episode is lifestyle. We're going to be going through the daily routines and everything related to lifestyle. So starting off with you, Matt, how's the daily routine like usually of America?
Well, I guess here in the U.S., it's get up, go to work, leave work. Some people go back to happy families. Some people go to bars. You know, like there's that saying like, oh, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. But that's in reference to 5 o'clock you get off work and then you start drinking. On a better note, I feel like there's more of a fitness culture as of COVID. A few people started doing like in-home workouts, and then when the gyms opened, they went to the gym, and so a lot of people do that at night. Some people do it in the morning, but like all throughout. And then there's 24-hour gyms where people are late. So I guess it's wake up, gym if you do it, go to work, leave, go to sleep and work some more. Like there's a very big like work for what you have culture here. I think not always a good thing, because I've visited other countries, and sometimes I'm like, man, life is pretty good here. But I was also touristing, so that doesn't count. But anyway.
Yeah, tourist life can be like, you don't really get to deeply experience that, experience the small things that go on in their daily lives. So yeah. Vivek, what about you, like in Nepal?
So talking about the lifestyle in my country, in Nepal, so there are two ways of seeing, the lifestyle, from like the urban point of view and the rural point of view. So talking about, in the rural areas, people really need to wake up early. They have like farmlands over there, and they need to look after their farmlands, see if the irrigation is right or not, if the crops are going well. And other thing else is like quite similar. They do the daily stuff like us, eat food, sleep a lot, because their work requires physical strength more than the mental strength. And talking about the urban area lifestyle, it is as similar to US. I'll say, like the only thing that is different is from spiritual point of view. So we are Hindus. Like Nepal is mostly comprised of Hindu people. So what my mom does is like she wakes up like at 5 o'clock in the morning. So she starts doing puja, which is like worshiping the gods. So we start our day off by worshiping the god. So then after, she just cooks as in every South Asian homes. We cook cha, which is like chai in India, which is just tea. We drink some tea, hang out with our family. We cook dal bhat. So in Nepal, it's like dal bhat power 24 hour. So that's what we do in Nepal. So then after that, we need to buckle up. The students need to buckle up. They need to go to schools. People need to go to their work. In the lunch, they eat momo, not momos, guys. So yeah, it's not momos, man. Whoever says momo, then they're gonna have some problem with me. So
wait, can you repeat what's the differences?
So, the thing is, we say it momo, not momos. It's not like pure. We don't say it like in the plural form. Okay. It's
Momo.
singular. Yeah.
Not momos.
No momos, bro. If you
Like
say
with
momos, we might have some personal problems.
Okay.
Yeah. We might get into yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the evenings are I feel like the best, time of the whole thing. So in the evening, everyone comes back from their work frustrated by the boss. In the school, they get beaten up for doing some not studying well, and they just come home, they just relax. Food's good, as a lot of spices. We use a lot of spices, so the food's good. You just chill down, watch some cartoons, hang out with the family, and eat dal bhat again. So that is a typical Nepali lifestyle in urban areas, I'd say.
Yeah, Pakistan I feel like is pretty similar to Nepal. I mean, Nepal is pretty close to my country, so we're kind of like a same regional thing. You know, the lifestyle is pretty similar, except like religion. I mean, it's actually similar in a sense that people do usually wake up early to pray, but it's like 5 times a day, 5 minutes each. So you would also hear sometimes like we have mosques all around the country, so you would hear like a call for prayer, which can be surprising to foreigners. Like, what is that? Like, why is something being broadcasted everywhere? So there's that. And other than that, yeah, rural lifestyle is a bit different. City lifestyle is practically the same as we have over here, except no drinking. Like, yeah, back home people just don't drink. We're Muslims, they don't drink. So, yeah.
You guys also enjoy chai, right?
Yeah, tea.
Yeah.
Tea is pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And one weird thing I notice here is that people call it chai tea, which literally just translates to tea. And that's just weird.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah. So, what are some things that you guys might associate with your, daily life? Like, I guess drinking would be something for you.
Drinking. Well, I don't know about specifically for me, but I am a musician and I do play in bars. I've also worked as a bartender, so I guess that's why I said that, is 'cause I've seen the crowd that like comes in from work and then it's like the same routine for them every day. I think as far as associating daily life, you have this like the idea of like the American dream, which is where you get that like work for what you earn, because and you'll hear people say like, the American dream is dead or whatever. I don't know if it ever was a thing or if it really is a thing, or what, if it was just this like fantasy idea or whatever it was. But basically the idea is like come from nothing and build yourself up to have a bunch of money and wealth. And I guess that keeps people like driving. It almost like scales, like it's like as you get more, your bills become more money, and then like what but then there's like some people that just break that barrier and they shoot to the top. And
I guess that's like just capitalism, right? So
yeah, actually that's literally that capitalism, that American dream is like being in that top, like everyone says, like that top 1% or whatever it is.
So you would say it's like still alive. The dream is still alive.
I don't want to get too political, because I honestly, the truth, I don't know. But there is a lot of people stuck where they are, and even with me on a smaller scale, I mean, I'm like part-time student, part-time work, and then I also play gigs on the weekends. And like even me, every time I'm like, I'm almost comfortable, but it never ends up being that. I'm like, man, I don't have money, but I just skate by, and I feel like that's what I've heard from everyone for a long time. I didn't know I was going to get so financial with this, but that's pretty much a lot of times I think like that is our culture. I mean, and that's not to say like there aren't like families that gather around the table and eat food and have like Thanksgiving dinner, or and honestly I think that's why holidays like that are important, is because like people get stuck in this loop of like stress, but then they can sit around with their families for a day when almost nobody's
that's
working.
something that's like a bit different from our countries, right? Like we have a much more, I would say, at least in Pakistan, we have like a more tightly knit network, but at the same time there's not much money going around, so it's like people have a tight knit family structure. Usually kids don't move out until very late, and sometimes they're even still with their parents after they're married, which is, I mean, I don't have any comments on that, but like still that happens. And
I've seen that in several other places as well, like Latin American countries, and that really, it's almost like there's an expectation that like once you're 18 you're trying to move out here, and then if you haven't done it by like 25, everyone's like, okay, what are you doing with your life,
I feel like in Nepal too is quite similar, as Arif said. Like, you know, we stuck around. We are not stuck, but we want to stay with our parents. It's not like that. You know, I feel like success is, you know, we share with our parents because they are the one who raised us from the, you know, very beginning. And in the times when they are getting old and their legs shiver, there needs to be someone to hold them so that they could walk again. By, you know, so I feel like that is really important in our culture that I respect it.
Do you think that's something that like comes from religion, or how much do you think religion plays a part in that, or is it even a part of that?
Yeah, I feel like religion plays a lot of, you know, big part in that because you know, our religion teaches us, you know, to respect our parents. You know, have you? There's a story of a guy. You know, he has his parents at home, and one of them, both of them are really old, and he just, you know, carries them in a, you know, what do you call it? Like a spring balance, I'd say. So the father is here, the mother is here. He carries them to, you know, to wherever he goes. So that just shows that when he was small, they were doing the same.
Yeah.
They were carrying, whenever they go, they were taking him as well. So it's the same thing that he is doing. It's like a responsibility. In our religion, it's like karma. Karma is like, you know, what you do, your, you know, task. You know, so they did that for you. You need to do that for them too, because it's just give and take. It's not just like you giving them only. So taking them.
I feel like these are some common elements across the religions. I mean, the U.S. is a bit unique. I mean, it's very, like, there's people from all over the world here in the U.S., so it really varies from place to place. You can't really say that a single religion influences anything. I mean,
well, what I do know is that, well, I'm from the southeastern region of the U.S. I was born in Alabama, and obviously now, I mean, I did a lot of my growing up in Mississippi. But I know that the way that my family talked about it is that there used to be a time where on Sunday, when everyone went to church, all the stores closed. And, like, everything stopped. And I think it depends region to region. I don't know if everywhere did that. Because we do have freedom of religion. We have that separation of church and state. So technically, religion shouldn't have that influence over the country, but socially, I think it did. So there was a lot of stores that were closed. Now it's Chick-fil-A is closed. But I think, and especially in the southeastern area, it's like it's Protestant, evangelical, Christian is the dominant religion. But obviously, like you said, there's religions all over. There's people from all over. People have different perspectives, and some people share them freely. Some people keep to themselves and don't share as much.
I feel like, you know, you find all sorts of people in a country. Same goes for Pakistan. Like, although we are a predominantly Muslim country, there's like 98%, 99% even, I think, Muslims. But at the same time, you feel like there are people who follow religion to varying degrees. There will be people who follow it, like, obviously extremely. You've heard about them, they're a minority. And, but most of the people are, like, actually not, you know, I would say that extreme in terms of religion and stuff. So, there's a lot of good values that come across from all sorts of religion. They share these values. And our lifestyle is impacted by them too. I can't really recall any specific examples, but I would say like karma that exists in our culture, and obviously like also don't tell lies, stuff like that. Anyways, let's take the conversation to something a bit lighter. Like, how do weekends go about in your country? How is it?
Drinking. No. Well, I mean, maybe, because, like, again, I did say I'm a musician, so a lot of times I do work in school Monday through Thursday. It's like 8 to 3, and then if I have meetings after or whatever, like, so I'm like, I like kind of book myself Monday through Thursday, and then after that, like Friday, Saturday, I'll play some gigs. On Sunday, that's when I actually play in 2 different churches.
Actually, that weekend sounds a lot more fun than what I'm used to back home. Because like people actually go to college and high school on Saturdays as well. we have like a 6-day work week, which is insane. Thank God I'm not a part of that anymore. Because like going to school on Saturdays and going to work on Saturdays, it's just too much. I mean, it's hectic. I feel like that's something that needs to change. People are moving towards 4-day work weeks actually. Wow. Yeah, what about you guys? Like,
bro, our country is better than yours, bro, in terms of that.
Okay, I'll take that.
Even in,
I'll
like,
take that.
bro,
Yeah.
weekends. So in weekends, everything is closed. Most of the offices and all the schools. So that's the best part about our country. So in that time, the thing is, Nepalese parents are quite strict. So I feel like the weekend depends on the age group, I'd say. So for the people who are studying their secondary school, when I was in secondary school, I was like, even though I did not have to go to school, they were like, study.
Oh, okay.
Eat, study. You need to get good grades. So that is how like all the people from like I'll say the secondary school kids. That's how they spend their weekend. They'll just get a haircut because they'll just do homework, get a haircut, enjoy food. That's it. And talking about haircuts in Nepal, especially in schools, they are super strict about it. Like army cut, no other. If you get a mullet, they're gonna trim it right there in the class in front of everybody. So I have been like a victim of it too. So it is really bad. So talking about the weekend, and I'll say like the old age people they just like to go to temples in the weekends with their family. Because they get some kind of peace, peacefulness into it. Because as you get older, I feel like you get more inclined to religion because death is coming closer. That is when you think about what after that. And the people like us, what I used to do is, so this happens in every friend group in Nepal. So in our group, we have 4 people, and we all have like a chia spot, like a tea spot in Nepal. So
we
in
have
a
that
restaurant.
Too. Yeah.
So in the weekends, we all gather up, go to the restaurant, chill down. So like in Nepal, it's like chia churro. It's like cigarettes and tea. That's the best combo ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I cannot say that I smoke, but my friends did. And we used to sit down, gamble, betting and stuff, on the different teams. But we never made money.
Is that legal?
It is. Yeah.
Okay, we get it.
And especially in Nepal, the main mode of transportation, I'd say, is scooters. So in the weekends, we have scooters and bikes. Then we used to go to some kind of hill, and in the hill, we do a lot of stuff. Doing the things that you want.
Okay.
I cannot explain it further, but those of the audience, the guys know. Yeah.
Actually, that's something I missed during my part was that we actually have a shortened day on Friday because Friday is supposed to be like a holy day. So it's kind of like Christians have Sunday. So we get off work at like 12 p.m. usually on Friday schools and yeah. So that makes up for the Saturday, I guess. Doesn't really make up for it, but kind of does. So also like another thing, do you think that Western culture or maybe Eastern culture is, influencing your lifestyle back home or,
of course, bro. Look at what we are wearing.
I mean,
So in Nepal, I'd say that the Western culture has, impacted not everything, but I feel like the clothes aspect of it. Like I can say that 100 years ago in Nepal, like even while going to battle, they used to wear their own traditional clothes, right?
Yeah.
So now it has like all deteriorated. I'd say like we are, we want those Nike shoes, we want the Yeezys, We don't like the people. Some of the guys even feel ashamed to wear that, in a daily basis. I mean, sometimes it's not even like you can. It is not as comfortable. The same clothes. The traditional clothes might not be comfortable for doing certain stuff. So that might be the reason. The Western culture is like t-shirts and pants. You can wear it at. You don't need technicalities. I'll say like the food is too bit impacted by the Western culture, but not that much because
our food
we
is
need
better.
spices. We need spices, guys.
Our food is better.
The Western food doesn't have that much spice, so that might be the reason it has not overtaken our So I'd say that the clothes especially have been, and also the globalization and English being the main language has also that might be the reason for the Western culture being adapted in our country. I'd say.
I feel like it's pretty much similar for Pakistan as well because it's the clothes part. Obviously, Pakistani cultural clothes are actually not that uncomfortable or difficult to wear, but still slightly more inconvenient than wearing a pants and shirts. I mean, you can wear this everywhere. And if I were to talk about my cultural clothes, you can't really, they're made for specific occasions and stuff. So people do wear them in daily lives as well, but I personally prefer just Western clothes, and a lot of other people do too. And other aspects of my culture, I would say, yeah, they are definitely being impacted. Yeah, partying and other such stuff didn't really exist in our culture.
I'd say the same. It has been growing a lot, and like some of my friends are like, "You don't party?" No, I don't. I don't like going to clubs. Sorry.
Yeah. What do you have to say about this, huh?
I can tell you that I don't think our food culture affects anyone around the world.
Okay.
But, like, I mean, I guess, what do we have? Hamburgers. Good old burger. No, but I think here we get influence from all over. Like, just the same way we have people here that are from all over. Yeah. I think their cultures come with it. Honestly, one of my actual favorite things about being from here is that we have that mix of culture.
Those are all the cultural aspects that we have.
I mean, we can talk about like the method of transport in our countries, because it's all fascinating, like the things in our country. So only the rich people can buy the cars. The thing is, Nepal, we don't make any. I'll not say anything, but most of the things we imported from other countries, and car is one of them. And when we import cars, there's like 200% tax on cars, like 200% tax. And so if like it is like the value of the car is $10,000 here, it's gonna be like $40,000 in Nepal. So the fluctuation is there, and because of that, we cannot buy cars. Like you need to have like good amount of money to buy a car.
Yeah, so for Pakistan, it's pretty much the same. Like, I used to have a motorcycle back home. I miss my motorcycle.
Me too, man.
It was really fun. But, yeah, people usually ride on small motorcycles. Like, I think a majority of people, like, there are more motorcycles than cars back home. And those motorcycles have, like, a retro look to them. And they're, like, a very typical... There's only, like, 70cc motorcycles. If anyone of you knows about motorcycle, that's like
70cc. Yes, bro. It's like I can tell my cycle and I have more cc than that, bro.
Yeah, it's basically nothing, but it's really cheap at the same time. They cost like around $300, so everyone can afford a motorcycle. And cars are maybe, upper middle class people have cars. Lower middle class, I don't think they have cars, but. Yeah, it's fun though. I love my motorcycle. I had a better one, so yeah. What about US? It's made for cars.
Yeah, I mean, for the majority of the US, it's almost expected that at least your family has one car, because I mean, like, I may have a 10-minute drive to work, but yeah, like a 10-minute drive to work, but then if I'm walking, it's like, okay, now I'm walking like 50 minutes. And it's like it's really expected, unless you're somewhere like in a big city, like you're in New York and you can walk to wherever you're going. And then a lot of people take taxis there because it is so big. Some people still have to get wherever they're going. So
I remember, like, I tried to go to Krispy Kreme by walking, and I almost died because, like, we had to run on a bridge, like, and there were cars coming all towards us, and no, it was not fun.
And if you're going, because we have so much space in the U.S., like, there's highways connecting everything, and, like, you would never walk on a highway.
I feel like you would be, an anomaly if you're just walking. Like, police would be like, "Oh, look at that guy."
Bro, it's almost like a crime to have a car in the U.S.
I mean, like, if I wanted to go see my parents, I would have to go to the Jackson area, which is an hour and a half drive. If I was walking, I'd be walking for days.
All right, guys, I guess today was a really fun episode. We talked about, like, all sorts of things that go into lifestyle, transportation, food, cultural dress, and it was really nice meeting you all and getting to know about you guys.
Nice to meet you too, both of you guys, and it was really interesting to learn about America, because our countries, I feel like a lot of the things are very similar compared to him. we are a bit different in terms of a lot of aspects, and learning about it was really fascinating, Matt.
Yeah, for sure. And then I guess the similarities that you guys have, that I was just over here like, oh, well, I don't know anything about that, but
Thank you everyone for watching. Subscribe button ko daba do.
Was that, bro? Okay, yeah, that should have been fine. Should have been fine.
Yeah. Wow. Next episode आएगा ही नहीं.